Xinjiang, meaning New Frontier in Chinese, was brought under the Communist Party of China's control in 1949. During the latter half of the 20th century, Uyghur independence was a threat that loomed over the party's agenda. The government tried to stamp out separatism and assimilate the Uyghurs by encouraging manned migration of Han Chinese, China's dominant ethnic group, to Xinjiang. During the 90s, riots erupted between Uyghurs and Chinese police. In a white paper published in March, the Chinese government defined the riots as inhuman, antisocial, and barbaric acts perpetrated by separatist groups. Amnesty International, meanwhile, described the 1990 protests in Xinjiang as a peaceful demonstration turned massacre, quoting exiled Uyghur activist Rabia Kadir. "I've never seen such viciousness in my life," she said. Chinese soldiers were bludgeoning the demonstrators. After the attacks, the 9/11 attacks, the Chinese government took a page from George W. Now, this is a left-wing outfit, so took a page from George W. Bush's war on terror and began targeting separatist groups in Xinjiang. Just trying to ignore the leftism. In 2009, bloody ethnic riots broke out between Uyghurs and Han Chinese in the Xinjiang capital. Police put the city on lockdown, enforcing an internet blackout and cutting cell phone service. Policy to control the Uyghur population digitally. And in recent years, China has carried out its crackdown on Islamic extremism via smartphone. In 2011, Chinese IT giant Tencent Holdings launched a new app called WeChat, known as Underdar in the Uyghur language. It quickly became a vital communication tool across China. The launch of WeChat was a moment of huge relief and freedom, says Aziz Isa, an Uyghur scholar who has studied Uyghur use of WeChat alongside Rachel Harris. All right, here's the bottom line. The Chinese have rounded up the Uyghurs and other Muslims. The estimate's about 2 million, and have put them in concentration camps. 2 million, and have put them in concentration camps.
Not a bad idea. They
call
deserve
them
it.
re-education camps.
They deserve it.
And these people are being tortured too. Some are being executed. This is China. This is a country where so many of our businesses want to do business. 2 million. I want to say this. Pentagon report, our intelligence agencies report that China's on the move. That by 2049, China intends to be the most powerful. I want to say this. Pentagon report, our intelligence agencies report that China's on the move. That by 2049, China intends to be the most powerful superpower on the face of the earth, and it's going to happen if a Democrat takes the White House. Obama set us way back in terms of satellite technology, among other things. Russia is a very poor country that pours an enormous amount of its GDP into its military, so it can't be ignored in any respect. In any respect. But China is not a very poor country anymore. It has stolen our technology. It steals the technology of other companies. It steals the wealth of the third world. It's in a very aggressive communist state. Repression is spreading. It's spreading into Hong Kong. They made it abundantly clear that one day they intend to invade and take over Taiwan. As you know, they may claim to the oceans and the around China. They insist that they control the South China Sea. There's no basis for that, historical or otherwise, whatsoever. And they across to Japan. They are in our hemisphere. They're in Northern Africa. They're also working in the Middle East. And they are deadly serious. This is why Donald Trump is standing up to them. This is why Donald Trump is putting tariffs on them tonight. Additional tariffs. This is why Donald Trump is attempting to protect our technology. Say what you will about tariffs against Canada or Mexico or whatever. Let's talk about Red China. Tariffs against Red China, to me, are absolutely necessary. They're the enemy, and it's about time we view it that way. Well, Mark, that's very harsh. You know, Pat Buchanan says people like you are what? I don't give a damn what Pat Buchanan says. Or any of the other code pink Republicans. China is on the move. China is trying to control navigable waters and waterways. They're very strategic about the ports that they're trying to control. They're very strategic about making loans like the mob to these third world countries that they know they can't pay off, and when they can't pay off, they take over their various ports and other areas. China is in Venezuela. China's in Panama. You know what's in Panama, Mr. Producer? The Panama Canal. Why are they there? They like fishing in the canal? Do you know who controls the Panama Canal right now? You know who? It was leased for the Chinese to manage the Panama Canal. Do you know the Chinese government? I'm going to double check this. I seem to recall this from several months ago. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know at the break. So let's take a break. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
This is from China Watch Canada. Currently, the Panama Ports Company, a subsidiary of Hutchison Whampoa Ltd., has exclusive and extensive rights to control both ends of the Panama Canal. Hutchison Whampoa is a Chinese company owned by Hong Kong billionaire Li Ka-shing, who has strong ties with Beijing. Considering Li's close ties with the Chinese government, it's highly plausible that Hutchison Whampoa has the potential to act as Beijing's political agent, and that their possession of the ports at both ends of the Panama Canal constitutes a serious U.S. national security issue. Did you know this? Did you know that the Chinese government effectively controls the Panama Canal? Ronald Reagan was right. When in 1976, he denounced Jimmy Carter. Actually, 1976, he denounced Gerald Ford, but he also denounced Jimmy Carter. Both of them supported negotiations on the Panama Canal. And unfortunately, most Republicans have supported this treaty, which would give the Panama Canal back to the Panamanian government. And this, in part, is the reason why. So the Panama Canal is effectively controlled by the Chinese government.